ఇండియన్ పీనల్ కోడ్ లో ఉన్నటువంటి ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ వాట్ ఈస్ ఎ క్రైమ్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ ని మీకు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడానికి తీసుకొచ్చాను. ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ ని ఎంతో మంది ఎన్నో రకాలుగా మీకు ఆల్రెడీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసి ఉంటారు. కానీ నా ప్రయత్నం నేను ఎలా ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేస్తానో ఒకసారి గమనించండి. ఇక్కడ వాట్ ఈస్ ఎ క్రైమ్, నేరము అనగానేమి, అది మొదటిది. సో వెన్ యు టాక్ అబౌట్ ద క్రైమ్, నేరము అనగానేమి, మామూలుగా మన యొక్క హ్యూమన్ యాక్టివిటీస్ని మనం రెండు రకాలుగా డివిజన్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాము. ఒకటి గుడ్ యాక్ట్స్ అని, మరొక దాన్ని మనము బ్యాడ్ యాక్ట్స్ అని చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. ద యాక్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ పర్సన్స్ ఆర్ క్లాసిఫైడ్ ఇంటూ two, good acts and bad acts. Generally, we call those acts are good if they are not harmful to the society and not harmful to any person, and therefore no need to correct. Even if you look into the definition of law, law is a body of rules which regulate the conduct of persons. In the previous videos also I told you that law is a body of rules that regulate the conduct of persons. So the question of regulation comes only when act of the person is bad and causing harm to the society. Therefore, to correct that person, we are making the law. To correct that person, we make the law and we make here punishment. We impose punishment for that. Hence, we have to find what is a wrong act. Wrong acts are harmful to the person, dangerous to the society, hence need to correct. Therefore, Indian Penal Code prohibits persons from doing certain wrongs, and also it prescribes the punishment. And if you look like this here, the acts are wrong. The wrong acts are again classified into two, which is called here, one is known as a legal wrong. The another is known as a moral wrong. Legal wrong is one, a wrong prohibited by law. Any acts prohibited by law are popularly known as legal wrongs. The state wants to correct the persons from doing this kind of wrongs. The legal means law. Law declares certain acts of the human beings are wrongs, and law declares they are liable to be punished for the act they are doing. Therefore, an act that is prohibited by law and punishable under law is known as a legal wrong. Again, the legal wrongs may be divided into two types here for our understanding, known as civil wrongs and criminal wrongs. They are called civil wrongs when they are talking like this, violation of private rights and obligations. వ్యక్తుల యొక్క హక్కులను బాధ్యతలను భంగపరిచేటటువంటి తప్పులను మనము సివిల్ రాంగ్స్ అని మాత్రమే పిలుస్తాం. అందుకు మనం ఏం చేస్తాం, వీటికి సివిల్ సూట్స్ వేస్తాం. అదే క్రిమినల్ రాంగ్స్ అయితే మనము we file criminal cases and prosecution will be taken. Hence here the civil wrongs are those wrongs which are violation of private rights and obligations. Then the question comes here, who shall take action with this civil wrongs? An individual victim takes the action. It is the victim's option whether if he wants take action, otherwise state will not interfere. The state only provide a background support, and it is the individual who has to come to the court in the form of filing a suit for. Therefore, in a civil wrongs here, what is the remedy? Remedy is only damages, compensation, damages. నష్టపరిహారం అడగవచ్చు. అందుకే మనం లా ఆఫ్ టార్ట్స్ లో చదువుతుంటాం, డామనం సైన్ injuria sine damnum. There are two important concepts are there here, where there is a damage with infringement of fundamental rights or infringement of any private rights, the person has a right to claim compensation. Therefore, we talk about the injuria is more important rather than damage as per the law of torts. Therefore, here talking civil wrongs are popularly known as torts. Civil wrongs are popularly torts. Civil wrongs are popularly in the form of breach of contracts, breach of contracts, or even in the form of any family disputes, like that we can find civil wrongs are those. Whereas coming to the next one, criminal wrongs are the violation of, is a violation of public rights and obligations. Therefore, we are highlighting the word here, public. A wrong that was committed by an individual, not only affecting immediate victim and also affect the whole society. It creates a fear in the mind of the people in the society. There is a possibility of repeating that offense against the people in the society. In such cases here, people get afraid of these persons committing wrongs. Hence here, the state wants to take an action. Therefore, in criminal wrongs here, it is the state that takes action and not the individual. Here, individual is taking action. Here, the state takes action. Therefore, always in the criminal cases, we will be looking here, state versus Mr. X. Prosecution is carried on by, therefore, here the cases, and also we talk about prosecution. Prosecution will be carried on by the state against the wrongdoer who is considered to be an offender, a criminal. Hence here, it is also a law prohibits certain acts which are punishable. Therefore, in this year, what is the remedy? Remedy is that punishment. Remedy is the punishment. Whereas here, damages is the remedy, but here punishment is the remedy. Therefore, a person may be sent to the jail, a person may be imposed of penalty, and even exceptional cases can even call here death sentence. Death sentence also may be awarded. Like this here, the highest punishment may be death sentence. But otherwise, in other cases here, he may be imprisoned. Like that here, the crime is known as a crime is a legal wrong. See that here is a crime. Criminal wrong in the sense here, crime. Crime, what is a crime? Crime is a legal wrong. What kind of legal wrong? The legal wrong which is in the form of violation of public rights and obligations. Who takes action? The state takes action. What is the remedy? Punishment. Therefore, in simple, you can call here, the crime is a legal wrong whose sanction is punitive. Punitive in the sense here, punishment. Crime is a legal wrong whose sanction is punitive and the state takes action. And whereas coming to this side here, moral wrongs are, they are known as only against the dharma. They are prohibited by the society. They are against dharma. They are against here ethics, against the human values in the society. Like that, if a person does any wrong in violation of his dharmas, values, morals, ethics, we call them as a moral wrong, for which punishment is not given by the state. No punishment by the state. If at all he is punishable, may be punished by the God only, not by the, or else it is treated as a prohibited by society. These are the wrongs which are prohibited by the society. Therefore, the society at large may take an action. It is not the state that takes action. It is not an individual also go to the court for moral wrong, but the society at large may take action. For example, sometimes if a person violates the ethics in the society, the whole society may eliminate this person, expel this person from maintaining any relations with the society. Such a way, when he is boycotted, the wrongdoer is boycotted from the society, automatically will suffer. That is a social punishment and not the legal punishment. This way you can find here the human activities are classified into two: good acts, bad acts. Bad acts require correction. These bad acts are again classified into two: legal wrongs, moral wrongs. Moral wrongs, no way punishable. The state will not interfere, but the state will take or provide remedy for the legal wrongs only. Therefore, what is a legal wrong? Legal wrong is a wrong which is prohibited by the law. Again, the legal wrongs are classified into two: civil wrong and criminal wrong. Therefore, the civil wrong is a violation of private rights here. Individual victim takes the action and the damage is the remedy. Whereas crime is a legal wrong. Crime is also a legal wrong in the form of violation of public rights and obligations. State takes action. Punishment is the remedy for that year. Therefore, criminal may be sent to the jail, or any fine may be imposed, or death sentence may be given even in extreme cases also. Therefore, you have to find therefore, the crimes are very serious wrongs against the society. Hence, Indian Penal Code is a prescribing punishment for that. Indian Penal Code. Therefore, in that Indian Penal Code, we will be finding that two things here: what is defining what is a crime and providing punishment for the crime. Now we will go to the next part. కొంతమంది జ్యూరిస్టులు ఈ నేరము అనే దాన్ని మనకు వారి వారి ఆలోచన ప్రకారంగా తెలియచేసే ప్రయత్నం చేస్తున్నారు. లెట్స్ ఫైండ్ ద డెఫినేషన్ గివెన్ బై వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ definition here. Professor Kenny has given the definition, taking all these factors into consideration. How it happens? See, crime is a legal wrong. Crime is a legal wrong. As I said here, it is a legal wrong. Crime is a legal wrong whose sanction is punitive. Crime is a legal wrong whose sanction is punitive and is in no way remissible by any private person and is remissible by crown alone, if remissible at all. If you look this definition, it gives a lot of information about the crime. And once you understand this definition about the crime here, think that you understood everything about the crime. Everything about the crime. All elements of the crime you can find in this definition. How? I will explain now. Here, crime is a legal wrong. Therefore, unless or until it's prohibited by law, it cannot be called a crime. Hence, crime is a legal wrong, prohibited by law. And whose sanction, if you commit wrong, sanction in the sense here, remedy. Whose sanction is punitive. Punitive in the sense here, punishment. Whose sanction is punishment. And is in no way remissible by private person. Remissible means excusable. No way remissible by any private individual, which means here no excusable by private person. And is remissible by crown alone. Remissible by crown, not by private person. Means here, ఈ నేరము చేసిన వ్యక్తిని క్షమించే అధికారము క్రౌన్ అంటే రాజుకు మాత్రమే ఉంటుంది. అంతేకాని ఇండివిజువల్ విక్టిమ్ కెనాట్ ఎక్స్క్యూజ్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ద స్టేట్ దట్ టేక్స్ యాక్షన్. ఇఫ్ స్టేట్ వాంట్స్ టు ఎక్స్క్యూజ్ హిమ్, ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా వాంట్స్ టు ఎక్స్క్యూజ్ హిమ్, king wants to excuse him, he may be excused, and not the victim that who is given authority to excuse. Therefore, it is given here, it is no way remissible, excusable by any private person, and is remissible by crown alone. Therefore, క్షమించవలసి వస్తే రాజు మాత్రమే క్షమించగలడు, కానీ నాట్ ద ప్రైవేట్ విక్టిమ్. అది కూడా చూడండి, రెమిసిబుల్ బై క్రౌన్ అలోన్, ఇఫ్ రెమిసిబుల్ అట్ ఆల్. ఇఫ్ రెమిసిబుల్ అట్ ఆల్, అది కూడా క్షమించదగినదైతేనే. Even the king cannot excuse a person from suffering punishment for the offense committed if the offense is very cruel and serious. We are aware that, for example, Delhi rape case, and in such cruel attacks against the girl, if the President of India excuses that person, how the people will understand? That's why that type of crimes are not remissible at all. See that if remissible at all in the sense here, అవి కూడా క్షమించదగినవైతేనే క్షమించవచ్చు. అంతేగాని ప్రెసిడెంట్ గారికి అధికారం ఉంది కదా అని చెప్పేసి ఆయన ఏ నేరాన్ని పడితే ఆ నేరాన్ని ఆయన క్షమించడం మొదలు పెట్టాడు అనుకోండి, ప్రజలు అంగీకరించాం మనం. అందుకే రాజుకు కూడా మనం ఒక బాధ్యతను పెడుతున్నాం. యూ కెన్ ఎక్స్క్యూజ్ ఎ క్రిమినల్ ఫార్ ది అఫెన్స్ కమిటెడ్ if it is excusable and not exercising your discretion exempting any person from the criminal liability. Therefore, what is the Kenny's definitions, elements here? Crime is a legal wrong. Therefore, see, crime is a legal wrong whose sanction means here remedy, whose sanction is punitive, means punishment, and is in no way remissible by private person and remissible, excusable by crown alone, that too if it is excusable. కనుక క్రైమ్స్ ని అలా ఆయన అంత వైడర్ గా మనకు డెఫినేషన్ చేసి చెప్తాడు. అండ్ కమింగ్ టు ద నెక్స్ట్ వన్, బ్లాక్ స్టోన్ ఈస్ డిఫైనింగ్ దిస్ క్రైమ్ ఇన్ ఎ డిఫరెంట్ మేనర్. మనం చూద్దాం ఆయన ఏమంటాడు. క్రైమ్ ఈజ్ అన్ యాక్ట్. సీ దట్ హియర్, క్రైమ్ ఈజ్ అన్ యాక్ట్, మనం చేసేది. అయితే అది ఎలా ఉండొచ్చు? యాక్ట్ మే బి ఇన్ ది ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ కమిషన్ or omission. Crime is an act committed or omitted. మనం ఒక పని చేసిన నేరమే, మానివేసిన నేరమే. ఒక వ్యక్తి దొంగతనం చేయటం, దాన్ని ఏమంటామంటే చెయ్యటం అంటాం, కమిషన్ ఆఫ్ అన్ అఫెన్స్. మానివేయటం, ఒక గవర్నమెంట్ హాస్పిటల్ ఉంది, డాక్టర్ని అపాయింట్ చేశాము, ఆయనకి జీతాలు ఇస్తున్నారు, ప్రజలకు వైద్యం చేయమని. ఆయన ఇప్పుడు వైద్యం లేదండి, ఎవరో పేషెంట్ ని తీసుకెళ్తే వైద్యం చేయవలసినటువంటి ఆ డాక్టరు ఆ పేషెంట్ కి వైద్యం చేయలేదు. ఇప్పుడు ఆ పేషెంట్ మరణించాడు. ఇప్పుడు డాక్టర్ అంటారు, అసలు నేనేమి అతను చంపలేదండి అంటాడు. వైద్యము చేయకపోవటమే నువ్వు చేసినటువంటి నేరము, ఒమిషన్ టు పెర్ఫార్మ్ థింగ్స్. కాబట్టి క్రైమ్ మే బి కమిటెడ్ ఇన్ ది ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ కమిషన్ ఆఫ్ ఎ థింగ్ or omission of a thing. That's why he is telling that Blackstone, crime is an act committed or omitted in violation of public law. See that here, in violation, because there is a law is already existing and we are doing an act against the law. Violation in the sense here, against. We are doing an act here against law. That's why violation of what law? This is a violation of public law. That's why we have to find here, laws are two kinds, public law and private law. Public law is that law which is made to protect the people at large or communal interest, society interest. I'm not exactly defining what is the public law now, but it is for people at large when the law is made. That's why it is society at large. When you violate that public law which state wants to protect the public interest, against that you are doing. Therefore, crime is an act committed in violation of public law. Crime is an act omitted in violation of public law. What kind of public law? That is public law that is forbidding it or commanding it. Your acts are forbidden. చేయవద్దు అని చెప్పడం, prohibited. Forbidden means prohibited, and commanding in the sense here, asked to do. Here you are asked to do, and forbidden means here not to do. Not to do. See that? But what is happening? When the law, public law forbids, says here prohibits, not to do, but what you are doing? You are doing it. When the law says that not to do, but you are doing it, therefore this is a violation. And the law commands to do, you have omitted, not doing. Not doing. When the law is asking you to do an act, but you are not doing an act, therefore it is a crime. And when the law forbids from doing this act, asking you not to do, but you are doing it, therefore crime is an act committed or omitted in violation of public law, forbidding it or commanding it. కాబట్టి మనము చేయవద్దు అన్న పనిని చేస్తున్నాము, చేయమన్న పనిని మానివేశాము, అది కూడా చట్టానికి వ్యతిరేకంగా చేస్తున్నాము. అందుకే మన యొక్క చర్యను నేరముగా భావిస్తున్నాం. Your act is a crime. See that now, your act is a crime when you are doing in violation of it here, which is against the permission or against the commanding. Hence, Professor Blackstone is defining crime is an act committed or omitted in violation of public law, forbidding or commanding it. Coming to the next one, Austin. Austin is a supporter of sovereign authority. He said, law is a command of the sovereign. His definition of law was that law is the command of the sovereign. Therefore, the sovereign king is the supreme, and whatever he dictates is binding on the people. If the people do anything against the commands of the sovereign, they are liable to be punished. Therefore, what is wrong? The king declares what is wrong, and king declares the punishment also. Hence, very simple law. What is according to Austin? Crime is an act prohibited. Crime is an act prohibited by law and punishable under law. Both are there here. Here is a prohibition is there and the punishment is there, and it is also done as per the law. Once there is a law and law prohibits and also prescribes the punishment, then only it becomes a crime. Otherwise, see that there is a prohibition of law is there, but there is no punishment. In this case, you see that this side, civil wrong, there is a prohibition. Law is telling not to do these things. But when you are doing these things here, you are only asked to pay compensation, but no jail. When there is no jail, it is not a crime. But when there is a jail, it is a crime. Hence, it is said here, law, crime is an act prohibited by law and punishable under law. Hence, it is said here, nullam crimin sine legi, nullam poina sine legi. Which means that popularly, a crime, it is here. So without law, no crime. This is known as a no law, no crime. No law, no crime. That is here, nullam crimini, no crime, sign without legi, law. Therefore, there is no crime without law. Let the government first make a law, declare what act is a crime. And if the people are aware that particular act is a crime, we will not do that act. If the people are aware that particular act is punishable, we will not do that act. Hence, the state must declare what is a crime. That's why it is said that whether the act is first or law is first, in the sense here, law is first. Once law is there, against that law, that's what also given in violation of law. When you do any act in violation of law, then it becomes a crime. Otherwise, there is a fundamental principle in the Indian Constitution where ex post facto law. A person cannot be prosecuted for an act done where there was no law. He can be prosecuted for an act done in violation of an existing law. That's why Austin is telling that here, the crime is an act prohibited by law and punishable by law. Similarly, it is another one, nullam poina sine legi. That is here, no law and no punishment. No law, no punishment. Therefore, let the state make the law, let the state prescribe punishment for any act. Hence, as long as the law is silent about prescribing punishment, there will not be any punishment. When there is no punishment, the act is not a crime. The act becomes a crime only when it declares as a crime and also punishment. Hence here, no law, no crime, no law, no punishment. Hence, let the state make the law, prescribe an act as a crime. Let the state make the law, prescribe punishment for that act. Therefore, it is said here, crime is an act prohibited by law and punishable under law. And this how the jurists are defining what is a crime. And now let's go to the next definition. Next definition. Please, now we take the next definition given by Professor Keaton. He is defining crime like this here. Crime is an undesirable act. Crime is an undesirable act which is the state corrects by inflicting penalty instead of leaving the remedy to the discretion of some injured person. I repeat once again, crime is an undesirable act which the state corrects by inflicting penalty instead of leaving the remedy to the discretion of some injured person. Let's find out what is a crime is undesirable act. Desirable, undesirable act. Desirable in the sense here permitted. People will not feel that the act of a person is harmful, dangerous, inconvenience, difficult. వాళ్ళు ఏం భావించట్లా. అయితే ఏదైతే ప్రజలు వద్దు అనుకుంటున్నారో అలాంటి యాక్ట్నే మనం క్రైమ్ అంటాం. ఇట్ ఈస్ అన్డిజైరబుల్ యాక్ట్, uninvited act. People are not welcoming that act, not accepting that act. Therefore, if people are doing, any person is doing such undesirable act, that is a crime. So therefore, desirability, undesirability comes from the society. Hence here, crime is an undesirable act. Okay? When it is such an undesirable act, what is the action? The state corrects. See here, the state corrects. The state wanted to punish, correct in the sense how it corrects here? By punishment. Generally, corrects by punishment. It is not the individual correcting, it is the state that takes action, the king that takes action. Therefore, which this undesirable act, which state corrects. How it is going to correct? By inflicting penalty. See that here, by inflicting penalty. Therefore, this what we call punishment. It is not correcting by collecting compensation. The state is not correcting that person who had committed an undesirable act by means of collecting compensation, collecting damages by inflicting penalty. See, the word penalty is there here. And it is instead of leaving the remedy to a discretion of a private injured person. Therefore, instead of leaving the remedy to the discretion of person, it is not allowing that injured person to have a discretion either to claim, not to claim. As Professor Kenny also said, remissible, nowhere remissible by private individual. Similarly, it is not given to the injured person. It is the state that takes action. Instead of, ante గాయపడిన వ్యక్తికి వదిలేయకుండా, ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ గాయపడిన వ్యక్తికి వదిలేయకుండా స్టేటే అతన్ని కరెక్ట్ చేసే ప్రయత్నం చేస్తుంది. ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ లీవింగ్ ది రెమెడీ టు ది ఇంజ్యూర్డ్ పర్సన్, స్టేట్ టేక్స్ యాక్షన్, స్టేట్ కరెక్ట్ ది పర్సన్. Therefore, it is given here that by inflicting penalty instead of leaving that matter to the discretion of the injured person. The same words Kenny said in a different manner. Nowhere remissible by private individual, is remissible by crown alone. Therefore, here also he is telling the similarly, Keaton also, the state alone takes action. It is not allowed to the injured party to excuse or to take an action. Hence, Professor Keaton is telling here, crime is an undesirable act which the state corrects by inflicting penalty instead of leaving the remedy to the discretion of some other person. Hence here, you read this one along with the Professor Kenny definition. Professor Kenny definition and Professor Keaton definition, if we compare, both are coming in the same. He is using, instead of leaving the remedy to the private individual, there it is said here, no private individual can remit it or remissible by crown alone, that too if remissible at all. Like that here, crime is an undesirable act which is corrected by inflicting penalty. Hence, we need that penalty must be there. State want to correct, the act is undesirable. And coming to the next one. So here, Granville Williams, this another jurist is telling what is a crime. Crime is a legal wrong. See that here he is telling that what's a crime? Crime is a legal wrong. Already told you, legal wrong means here an act prohibited by law. Crime is a legal wrong. Okay. Then what the next? He is telling next is that can be followed by criminal proceedings. That can be followed by criminal proceedings. That means when a legal wrong has taken place here, immediately we have to go to the criminal proceedings. What is the criminal proceedings, sir? For example, give FIR to the police and the police will arrest the person and also they conduct investigation. After investigation, they file charge sheet in the court. And after charge sheet here, the summons may be issued to the parties to appear, and the court will conduct a trial, and ultimately the court finally gives the judgment. This way, where a person has committed wrong, if there is any possibility for police action and possibility for the court action, this you are. Here, police action, FIR, arrest, investigation, charge sheet is the police act, and summons, trial and judgment is the court act, like that. For any wrong, if you can go to the police, that is a crime. For any wrong, you cannot go to the police, that is not a criminal wrong. When a civil wrong is committed, we don't go to the police. A civil wrong, directly we go to the civil court, file a petition for collecting compensation, damages, or protecting your right, rather than police approaching. But whereas it is a crime, where it is a crime, generally we have to go to police, and the police in turn, and also we will have to go to the court here. Hence, crime is such an act where the police interfere. Crime is that an act where the criminal courts interfere. That's why it is given, crime is a legal wrong that can be followed by criminal proceedings. Mere following criminal proceedings is not sufficient. That must result in punishment. That result in punishment. Your act is, see that, your wrong is a crime, only it results in punishment. Wrong and punishment, like this, important. For example, here the court, after issuing summons or warrants, whatever it may be, trial is conducted and the judgment is given. In the judgment, there are two things here: acquit or convict. Convict in the sense here, శిక్షించటం. అక్విట్ అంటే అతన్ని నిర్దోషిగా వదిలివేయటం. ఒకవేళ అతను నిర్దోషిగా వదిలివేయబడ్డాడు అనుకోండి, if he was released from this case as innocent, then the wrong committed is not a crime. The wrong is committed but not a crime, because it does not result in punishment. How to understand that? For example, it happens here in case, for example, A killed B. A killed B. This is the case came before the court. Killing is an offense, but A proves that he has killed in right of private defense, for example, in right of private defense. Therefore, killing a human being is a wrong act, but because of its right of private defense, it does not result in punishment. Hence, killing a person in exercise of right of private defense is not an offense. See that here? It is not an offense. That's how we have to find what is a crime in the sense here. Crime is that wrong which results in punishment. Crime is that wrong where you can make a complaint to the police. Crime is that wrong for which you can take the criminal proceedings against the wrongdoer. Ultimately, it results in punishment. If it does not result in punishment, your wrong is not a crime. That's why it is given here where you can file the complaint to the police, where the police can arrest a person, where the police can investigate the person, and where the police can give a charge sheet. All these matters are followed. After this wrong, then we call it a crime. Mere police intervention is not sufficient. After police interference, what is required? It results ultimately conviction, where for the wrong committed, if he is convicted, then wrong becomes a crime. If the wrong, no conviction, the wrong is not a crime. That's why he is Granville Williams explaining, crime is a legal wrong that can be followed by criminal proceedings, which results in punishment. Hence, you have to find two important elements here. Criminal proceedings must be followed, that is police action, and must result in punishment, court action. Like that, where you can take the matter to the police and to the criminal court, then only we can call it's a crime. That's how here the crimes are defined. Coming to the next final definition from our textbook, that is here how this Indian Penal Code defines the crime. The Indian Penal Code not using the word crime, but it is using the word offense only. Indian Penal Code now tells here the word offense denotes, means here expresses that a thing made punishable by this code. That means anything, thing in the sense here, act. Thing is sense, any act of a person. Thing in the sense here, any act of a person. And made punishable under this code. Therefore here, punishable under Indian Penal Code, act of a person, if punishable under Indian Penal Code, that is a crime. Instead of using the word crime, the Indian Penal Code uses the word here, the offense. Hence, finally, you can call here anything that is from. So there are 511 sections are there in Indian Penal Code here. In all these sections, if you find that in all these sections here, if you find that punishment is provided for any human act, that human act is called a crime. That's how your crime is a legal wrong, whose sanction is punitive and remissible by private individual and is remissible by crown alone. Crime is an undesirable act. Therefore, I give you what is the final touch here. Crime is a legal wrong. Crime is a legal wrong. And crime is an undesirable act. What is a crime? Crime is an act prohibited by law and punishable under law. Crime is an act where crime is a legal wrong that can be followed by criminal proceedings like that here, where there is no criminal proceedings, where there is no punishment, where there is no prohibition, then it cannot be called as a crime. That's why you have to find the difference between crime and civil wrongs. Civil wrongs are popularly known as a tort. And the criminal wrongs are known as popularly crimes. Therefore, what is the difference between crime and tort in the sense here? In case of crimes, there is a punishment. In case of torts, only damages will be there. Like that here, crime is a legal wrong that is punishable under law. Crime is a legal wrong for which no excuse is permitted. If at all excusable, only the state will excuse here. This way, crime can be understood either under Indian Penal Code or from the definitions of the authors here. Okay, please. I stop here. In the next class, I will explain you what are the elements of the crime in a detailed manner. Please follow me for the next topics. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.